welcome back to a new video. Video actually requested by you guys, the deck list of my Relinquished deck. Yeah, a lot of you guys asked for this one, so the idea when I made the deck, I wanted the deck to be for an antagonist, the main villain, so to say. Yeah, I know it sounds cliche because it was done in the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! With the Pegasus. Pegasus had his Toon deck with a Thousand Eyes Restrict and Relinquished in the deck. Now, this villain, imagine a hooded person with a big Millennium Eye on the hood. At least that's how I imagined him or her when they would first appear. I never imagined the actual face. Yeah, that's a glimpse in my mind. Scary place. Now, this deck is like all my decks are not meta oriented, so yeah, without further ado, let's start. The first monster of the main deck is gonna be Thousand Eyes Idol with 2 copies of it. It's basically the most basic of the cards. Level 1 normal monster with 0 attack, 0 defense. A very promising start for the deck. What can I say? But yeah. Second one. Yeah, so second card of the deck at 3 copies this time. It's gonna be Relinquished. Yeah. The Kribo of the deck. Actually very useful because if you tribute this card, you draw... Yeah, so, sorry. If you tribute this card, you draw 1 card and it protects 1 monster that would be destroyed by battle. Blah, blah, blah. Now, what else can you say? It's a good card. For this deck, at least. I think you can use it in other decks as well. The next card, also at 3 copies, is the retrained version of the idol, the Golden Eyes idol. Now, this time the idol can look at your opponent's hand once per turn. If this card is banished, it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect. You can target 1 effect monster from your opponent. You can target 1 effect monster from your opponent's side of the field. Equip it to 1 Relinquished or 1 Eyes Restrict monster. The first monster that lets us steal cards from our opponent. And you know we'd love to see it. Now, the next card, again 3 copies, is Millennium Eyes Illusionist. You can discard this guy to target 1 effect monster your opponent has to equip it to a Relinquished or Eyes Restrict. Also, you can add this card from your graveyard to your hand if you summon a Relinquished or Eyes Restrict monster. Really good card for the deck. I mean, also it's a retrained version of Dark Eyes Illusionist, if you remember the card. Let me actually show it to you. Dark Eye. This guy. See the similarities? The next card, also 3 copies, is a classic from back in the day. Like, I think this guy was meta when he appeared. Sangan. I assume everybody knows what this little guy does, so I'm not gonna go for it. Now, the next one, again 3 copies, is Manju of the 10,000 Hands. Now, Rule 34 would be all over this card if it would be a female. Yeah. You can search the monster or the ritual spell with this guy. This card is a must in all ritual decks, in my point of view. And it's a rare card, easy to make. 3 copies of it, you use it. Next one is at 3 copies again, and is Illusionist Faceless Magician, the retrained version of Illusionist Faceless Mage. Yeah, from Mage to Magician. Should be the other way around, but yeah. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This guy. Yeah. Now, with this guy, if an Eyes Restrict or Relinquished monster you control is destroyed, you can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. Good defense. Again, 2200, good defense. Also, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon a Relinquished or an Eyes Restrict from your graveyard. See? You just recycle through them. Unfortunately, the effect is once per turn. But this guy is a must in this deck, and you cannot tell me otherwise. You're not allowed to tell me otherwise. Now, the star of the deck, the classic boy himself, Relinquished, at 3 copies. This guy was one of the strongest boss monsters back in the day, if I remember correctly. Even in the anime, Pegasus, the creator of the card game, was the only one to have this card. Talk about pay to win, right? Now, about the spell cards of the deck, is we're actually done with the monsters. First is gonna be 1 copy of Dark Hole, basically destroys everything on the field. Classic card. The only reasons I actually added to the deck was because I find it very useful, and it's kind of nostalgic. I mean, I used it when I was a kid. Yeah. Another one, again at 1 copy, is Gold Sarcophagus. Wait, no. Go back, Monster Reborn. Everybody knows about this. Every deck of mine has a Monster Reborn. Here's Monster Reborn. Now, Gold Sarcophagus. Now, this card lets you banish 1 card from your deck face up, and during your second standby phase, you add that card to your hand. Hopefully, you're lucky enough to have Gold Sarcophagus on your starting hand when you start the game. Because nowadays, duels, at least when you're fighting a meta deck, duels usually don't last 3-4 turns. Again, at 1 copy. It's 1 for 1. It lets you special summon level 1 monster from your hand or deck by sending 1 monster from your hand to the graveyard. Easy. Easy to understand, very useful. Now, the next one, at 2 copies, is Pre-Preparation of Rites. First of all, you can only use 1 per turn. Second of all, it lets you add a ritual spell from your deck to your hand and 1 ritual monster from your deck or grave. Very good card. Easy, but also must. The next card, at 2 copies, is Ritual Weapon. A level 6 or lower ritual monster gains 1,500 attack and defense. Easy, right? Now just imagine this. You absorb a Blue Eyes White Dragon and activate this. You have now Relinquished with 4,500 attack on the field. That's an ultimate Blue Eyes. And it's easier to summon than the actual ultimate Blue Eyes. Yeah. The next one at 2 copies. The next one at 2 copies is Black Illusion Ritual for Relinquished, the ritual spell. You don't need translation for this. After that is Advanced Ritual Art at 1 copy. This card can ritual summon a monster using normal monsters from the deck. I could go with more of Advanced Ritual Art and less with the other one, but I don't know. You guys can edit the deck. Copy it, edit, make it better, make it meta. Just let me know in the comments. And that's it. Deal? Good. Shake on it. Good. Now, 1 copy is Ascending Soul. Once per turn, when a ritual monster is summoned, you can target 1 monster in your graveyard that was tributed and add it to your hand. This card is useful, but I don't know if it's a must in the deck, to be honest. I'm tempted to remove it, but I don't think I'm gonna. I don't know. Again, any ideas down below. Anyway, at 3 copies, a card that was a must back in the day. Mystical Space Typhoon, and I assume you guys already know it does not negate. The next one is a must in the deck. Coming in at 3 copies is Relinquished Fusion. Now, with this, you fusion summon any Eyes Restrict monster from your extra deck by banishing materials from your hand, field, or graveyard. On top of that, you can banish this card from the graveyard and absorb an effect monster your opponent controls. Also, each effect is once per turn. But it's devastating. Now, for trap cards, as you can see, we have none in this deck. I could not find any trap that would actually fit, in my point of view, in this deck. If you have any suggestions, please don't hesitate to let me know down below, guys. Now for the extra deck, all 3 monsters at 3 copies. First is gonna be 1,000 Eyes Restrict. This guy restricts other monsters from changing their battle position or attack. So yeah, they cannot attack this guy. But you can hit this guy with the Blue Eyes in and out. Blue Eyes, destroy his Blue Eyes and technically your Blue Eyes, and the guy would be still alive and your opponent has no monsters now. Once per turn, you can absorb 1 monster your opponent controls. This guy is full at 1. Yeah. Second guy is gonna be Relinquished Anima. Okay. A link 1 monster. This guy absorbs the monster it points to, so straightforward. And again, he is full at 1. That's the limit. Now, for the big boss monster of the deck, Millennium Eyes Restrict. This bad boy. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can absorb 1 effect monster they control or from their graveyard. Now, as you saw in my previous videos with the Relinquished deck, you can actually start eating up his grave or field with no problem whatsoever. Monsters with the same original name cannot attack or use their effect. And this guy can absorb, as I said, all he wants. There's no stopping this guy. Yeah, so this is the Relinquished deck that I managed to create until now. I don't see any upgrades that would fit well in this deck. But again, if you guys have any ideas, please let me know in the comments down below. We'll see what we can do. Maybe we're gonna have a part 2 of this deck with a big evolution. I don't know. Yeah, but thank you everyone for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next video. So until next time, guys, have fun and don't let this guy eat you. Bye, guys.